Hey everybody, and welcome back to the vlog. Today we're going to be doing a vlog about Michael Franzese.
Stop the baloney, huh?
I already did a vlog about him on September 14th. And I basically called him out. Now, before we start talking about Michael, I want to talk about me and my role as a federal informant. And one that did that for 30 years. And during that 30-year period, I worked with a lot of agents in different agencies. And as the years went on, everyone said, well, I can't believe you're still doing this. How do you keep it going? And the answer is, I don't know. I just did. I don't know. But when it comes to confidential informants, I am the authority. I am going to make me the authority because nobody else has ever done what I have done for as long as I have done it. Okay, let's talk about confidential informants and how they work. And then I'm going to get into Michael Franzese and his BS. Now, recently he did a video with Sammy the Bull Gravano, and Sammy the Bull Gravano called him out, just like I did on my September 14th, 2021 vlog, entitled Michael Franzese versus CI Kevin Maher. And I was trying to explain the difference between a cooperating witness and a confidential informant. They're way different. They're way different. Way different. And so I worked a case. One case I worked for 5 years with the DEA. And during the time that I worked my case, I told my handlers very little. Everything that went on between me and my target. Me and my target. And I would update my handlers as I saw fit. Because don't forget, I am not an informant that is working off criminal charges. I am a paid informant. Big difference there. When you're a informant that's turns into a cooperating witness, I really should say cooperating witness, then you do as you're told by your handler, or they will rip up your plea agreement because they make a little contract out and you got to follow it. And we're going to talk about that. I just can't wait to get started. Because if anybody, if I have guys out there or gals out there that saw my videos about Danielle Staub, my ex-wife from the Real Housewives of New Jersey, you guys know I hate liars. I hate liars, and the only thing I like about liars is when I get to call them out. Michael Franzese.
Oh, now you...
Michael Franzese, are you listening to me?
Now you want to act like a clown?
Okay, I am the authority. Not Michael Franzese, not Sammy the Bull Gravano. They may be experts on after the fact. And by what I mean by after the fact is, after they get busted, then they go, oh crap, that guy did it, and oh yeah, I saw that was coming, but that's only the small part of it. Okay? And the reason I'm telling you guys this is because of certain statements. I mean, he made so many statements. Sammy the Bull Gravano and him are in some project together about Witset Mafia, something to do with Mafia. They're both in it. And basically, Michael Franzese was lying straight to Sammy the Bull Gravano's face, and Sammy the Bull Gravano wasn't having it. And he almost jumped out and grabbed him, okay? Because Sammy knows what he's talking about, and Michael doesn't. Well, Michael's full of crap. And that's what I'm going to say. Michael, you know what? You're full of crap, and you shouldn't be full of crap. You shouldn't be ashamed of what you did. But I'm going to get into that. So when I first did the video about Michael Franzese, it was just I was using him and Sammy the Bull Gravano as examples of what's the difference between a CW, cooperating witness, and a CI, confidential informant. And then the more I looked into him, the more I did the video, I kept, and you can see the video. We're going to put it in the link in the description below so you can see the video. And things that he was saying just isn't so. And who would know better than me? Me. I'm the one. I'm the one that's did it longer than anybody. I'm the guy. And I also am the guy that did it in the same area that he did. I was working out of the FBI's building on 69th Street and 3rd Avenue. So I know everyone that worked him. Yeah, Michael, yeah, I know it. And I got your agreement right here. I know what you did. I know what you did. So anyway, right after my video on the 14th or a couple of days from that, I had my staff send Michael Franzese an email on his YouTube channel. Comment. I guess I left a comment. It was about that long. And I identified myself. I told him who I was, and I would like for him to enlighten me on how he got a deal without hurting anybody, without putting anybody in jail. And that's what he keeps saying. I never put anybody in jail. I was subpoenaed. That's bullshit. And I'm going to read to you his deal right now. Okay? He was serving a 10-year sentence, and I don't know where. There was a United States attorney that was handling his case, or this guy, Norby Walter's case. The name of the United States attorney was Anton, Anton, and his last name, I'm not even going to try to spell, it's Valukas. He flipped. Now, if what Michael is saying is true, that they had him in segregation with a 23-hour lockdown for 3 years, Michael, nothing to be ashamed of. Everybody's going to flip under those conditions, especially when you have a beautiful family out there. You're not any less of a man for doing what you did. You put your family first, not some bunch of street thugs. You didn't have to. You don't have to lie about it. Compare you to Sammy DePolgravano. Not only did he lock up Gotti, he locked up 30 other people. He owns it. He owns it. He did it. And that's why he jumped at you the other day. So anyway, Michael decides to cooperate with this U.S. attorney. I believe he's either in the Southern District or the Eastern District of New York. So Michael puts in a motion to the United States Parole Board for early release. Right? This U.S. attorney sent the U.S. parole people a letter agreeing with Michael's motion for early release. And he gets out. Nothing to be ashamed of, Michael. You did the smart thing. Okay. Now, Michael's agreement was that he had a 1-year cooperation agreement with that attorney, with that U.S. attorney. So everybody, that means that he was working for this U.S. attorney for a year. And you don't work for a year on one criminal case. So it's my belief that you were working other people for 1 year of cooperation. And you were released after 3 years on a 10-year sentence. Again, Michael, nothing to be ashamed of. Nobody could go. Let's talk about me. I did 4 years in prison. I was in Elmira, Sing Sing, Greenhaven. I had some fist fights, no weapons involved. And they put me in the Bing, they call it the Bing, keep lock. I think the most I did was 14 days, and I was going out of my effing mind for 14 days. Okay. So, Michael, you're full of crap, Michael. You're full of crap. And then what you go on to tell people is that I was subpoenaed. Now, we already know that you signed a 1-year agreement. That means you basically got to do whatever they tell you, or they rip up your agreement and you go back to jail. Your parole is revoked, revocate, whatever it is. Okay. Now, you did testify against Norby Walters, and he got convicted. Now, you sort of admitted to that. Then you went on and told Sammy DeBogravano that 25 other people also did it, testified against him. Doesn't matter. You testified against him. He got locked up. He was fined $365,000. Later, his case was appealed and his conviction was overturned, but it had nothing to do with you. So that's what you did, Michael. And some of the things that you said was that you got subpoenaed. Well, let's talk about that. Michael got subpoenaed. Well, I have been a confidential informant for over 30 years. I never once ever got a subpoena. No, they told me what date to come and I come in. And if I were ever to receive a subpoena on a case, I don't care what it is, all I simply have to do is invoke my Fifth Amendment privilege. And then the only way the prosecutors can get around that is if they give me I think it's some kind of immunity, blanketed immunity for every crime that I ever did. And if it's in a federal court, they can only give you federal crimes. If it's in a state court, only state crimes. So I was given a subpoena and you had to go to court. That's BS too, Michael. It's BS. It's complete BS. You did what you did, and that's it. So your mentality being raised by the type of father that you had, that you went through your whole life talking shit about CIs and how you want to kill them, and all you mafia, everybody. And then you became one. You certainly didn't become one like me. Because let me tell you about me. When I got arrested in 1971, I was involved with bank robbers, and I got like maybe 4 arrests, but I was a juvenile, 17, and the DA in the Bronx, Burton Roberts, and the FBI, they wanted me to snitch on the 2 guys that I was robbing the banks with, and I refused to do it, mainly because I said this first time I'm in trouble, I'm going to get probation, but I didn't get probation. Since I didn't rat on them, I did 4 years in prison. So for people that say, I would never rat, I say, well, how much time did you do? And if you hadn't done no time, then you don't know. Because when those steel doors close, boom, and you can't get out, and you live the type of life that Michael Franzese has lived, you go from that life to the worst type of life imaginable, makes any man flip. Michael Franzese, you have nothing to be ashamed of. You did what you did for your family, and then you're saying all this thing about Christian. I mean, you're the only Italian. I mean, in New York, like Irish, well, not even Irish, every Italian I ever met, that's why the Vatican is in Rome, right? Are Roman Catholics, not Christians. So I don't understand why you changed your religion. And I'm only bringing the religion up because you brought it up, right? I don't understand why you went to Christianity as opposed to being a Roman Catholic. Is it because being a Roman Catholic is a whole lot harder than being a Christian? I mean, you have to go to confession. You have to be truly sorry for what you did. And then you have to make restitution. So maybe that's why you don't want to go be a Roman Catholic. I don't know. But since you brought up your religion, I just like to throw that out. So anyway, let's talk about when you threw out the Freedom of Information Act. Yeah, you can look it up on the Freedom of Information Act. I'm here to tell everybody out there as an informant, you know how much of a case gets written up? This much. This much gets written up. This much. And the FBI only gets to write down in the reports what I tell them. It's called the 302. What I tell them. So that BS, Freedom of Information Act, is BS. If anybody out there believes that everything that an FBI agent does or a DEA agent does gets put down in the 302, well, I'm here to tell you it does not. I told them what they needed to know, and I cultivated my case, and when my case was ready to for the arrest, that's when I started debriefing them, okay? So, Sammy the Bull Gravano, I take my hat off to you. You are a real man. You tell the truth. You know, the truth can be really difficult. The truth can be really hard. And it takes a real man or a real woman to tell the truth when it comes to things that make us look bad and can hurt us. So grow a pair, Michael Franzese. You have nothing to be ashamed about. You are what you are. You are a cooperating witness. You took the stand against somebody who got convicted. Okay? And I know there was other things that you did. Because out of the 300 cases that I've worked, do you know how many of the defendants that I worked actually knew it was me? Maybe 100. 100. I mean, maybe 100 knew it was me. 200 didn't. Because we can do a case. We can do a case where when we grab you, you have only one option. Cop out, take a great deal, become a CW, or go to jail for 15 years. Your whole story about your cooperation, Michael Franzese, is a lie. Own it. Own all of it. Like Sammy the Bull Gravano. Just took a lot out of me. Thanks, you guys. And in my next video, I'm going to be doing a video about a guy that was truly a stand-up guy that told the DEA to go F himself and went to prison for 4 years. So we're going to end this vlog right now. Thanks for, I'm sorry if I was all over the place, but I just can't stand liars. Thanks for your time, and God bless you all.